So it compiles and it works. There is a triangle. Now let's switch to another compiler. Fixing compile errors is so much easier than actually making this Vulkan engine work. So I'm just postponing doing the hard work. Just to show anyone who's interested what that actually is doing. And then make force. Also a big function. I think I saw something pause, but maybe there were just warnings. Or maybe I just, let's see if it's still in my scroll buffer. Probably not. That's scrolled off. There's something. Hey Louis. How are you? Yeah, it was a very long time. I have not been streaming a lot, unfortunately. And that's called off too. Maybe you should turn off verbose, so you can better see all the warnings and errors. Especially warnings, because it doesn't stop there apparently. Just keeps going. Oh, that's a surprise. I thought there was what is compiled? No, I thought there were a lot of things to fix. Yeah, see, unbelievable. So apparently it just works with G++ already. Yeah. Well, we don't want to have any warnings, so I really want to see the warnings, which means I'm going to recompile it again, but now without verbosity. I guess my verbosity is hidden here. Verbose. Let's turn that off. I don't think this is needed anymore, by the way. It's now the default. Let's try it like this. Resource. Okay. Yeah, theoretically everything should work automatically, but let's just try it. It is no. So I do have to some kind of clean. So if I do again, which make clean is not coded in. So maintain a clean. So it rely on this. It's going to run cmake and then just target clean here. No, that might work. Let's try it. Yep, that works. Yeah, and git test should work too, I think. No, that doesn't have to be recompiled. It's just a verbosity. So Am I interested in warnings or errors in the Gitash things? There were a few warnings related to CMake, I think. Yeah. Extra fast because we're using a CC cache. Just C cache, yeah. Cache also has a C. Yep, that was one of the warnings. Unknown option. Seems that Clang and G++ use a lot of different warning options. That's the only one. No, okay. Yeah, the way to fix is quite annoying. We go here. The thing is called that. And then we have all of these. Most of these are Clang doesn't have. Interesting. This case it's the other way around. Let me paste my mouse buffer. And then append it here. Let's just make a copy. And then we fix it. So apparently I replace these things with, there's no W here, and an underscore. Here, I mean, in the name. I have to negate that, but let's first do it the rest. Okay. And then, well, I could just negate this, I guess. Well, not all of it, right? You just have to negate this. Defined clang. Clang must be defined. GCC does not have that. Okay. Is this aligned to the top? Nope. No. Yeah, I think that should work. And then this must be the same. Did not make a typo there. Okay. And then we have to use that instead of what I was using. Instead of this with the worn option itself. Which would be here. That should get rid of my warning. Yeah, let's recompile 456 compile units. Because I changed a single file. Ridiculous. It seriously slows down. Are you still here, Louis? I have voice, right? So sometimes I'm talking and then I don't have audio. Okay, no warnings. Yeah, let's just add this on then. Oh, it's in utils. Then we don't see it as a different submodule of Git. So we see the utils. Yeah, okay, I have to do that as well then, I guess. No, get diff cached. I just need this. Copy. Git commit. Good. Now most of my diff, which is what I was working on 2 years ago or something, is debug related, it seems. Like it's add something, but only when debugging. There are a few things. There are a few things that are not related to debugging, like this one. I'm going to assume that I did not make mistakes. There was a big problem with the whole project because I lost my overview. It's just too complex to understand what's going on. But I don't think I would add stuff that is wrong. I just wouldn't do that. Unless I would add a fix me or a to do or a comment saying that I'm not sure. But if I just add this, then it has to be added. So I think I'm going to add everything that is not related to debugging. And then just, I don't know, commit it. I'll never remember what it was about anyway. This is also inside the debug thing. These accessors, I can add them anyway, I guess, but I suppose they are also inside the debug calls. Let's check that. It's not very clear. I'm GUI. Yeah, preprocess was apparently changed to require an index now. It's the first argument. It's kind of strange because I don't see any other changes in that direction. Using an appropriate index type now instead of, well, maybe the auto was already that. Just should not use auto there, it's too unclear. Let's see, preprocess, that was changed, yeah. I'm just passing the shader index now. So this change is not debug related. Preprocess 1 has a shader index as first argument, and then that is used by how? And that's debug again. You gotta be kidding me. Declaration context dot insert, and here it says the same thing. Declaration context insert declaration context, which is this thing, which is shader variable is used in shader info stage this. So that's nothing changed. And then I do reuse, I guess, the declaration context here. Yeah. It really just for debugging then. And then this line wasn't changed, and it is using shader index anyway already. Maybe not the same function. No, this is realize shader. That's not the same function. Okay. That's a bit vague. Why would I pass the shader index when I only use it during debugging? Debugging. -0 is of course the same as 0. But if you use if 0, then it is not syntax highlighted anymore. It's treated as a comment. And if you use -0, then it's still syntax highlighted. I guess I changed the 0 into a 1 without removing the minus. Okay, also debug. Almost everything is debug. This too. Dump the flat create info object to a file. Yeah, it's also debugging then. So let's not do this, as in also not committed. So I don't want this. Almost everything is okay. I'm just going to hope that I know what to do. Add minus p. So we're going to do this because it's probably okay, and then fix me was 10. So let's not do this one then, because yeah, this is debugging. So no. This I'm gonna assume that it is just needed. Maybe I should look at it though before adding it. No, I'm lazy. This is debugging. This is debugging because it's inside the debug as well, and then used here. So I'm adding for debugging purposes a pipeline factory graph to the application. I guess this is also debugging. Yeah, these have debug in front of it and then NDF. So just an accessor to that thing anyway. So clear enough. This is very dubious because pretty sure this it's really only necessary for that debug code. Probably I had to pass the shader index here to be able to yeah, do that debug stuff. I'm gonna say no here. That is debug stuff. This we can do. Then I won't do this either. And we don't do this then. And we don't need to do this because, well, if we don't want this, then we don't need to do that. Although maybe I should commit this anyway, so that adding, I don't know. I guess it doesn't harm. So we split this thing up. It doesn't want to split it. Okay, then we edit it. And I'll just commit these changes, but not that part. Now this is a no again. No. That was a no. And more debug stuff. And more debug stuff. And more debug stuff. And yeah, also no, I guess. The braces are only needed if that debug stuff is added. What the hell is this? Oh, it's also inside debug. I suppose I don't need it then, right? What does this do? Set index hint. It converts a set index hint to a set index. Yeah. let's not do it. I don't need it at the moment. Good. Div cached. Okay. Still want to have a look at this. What the hell that is. Hello, Aman. Yeah, I'm okay. Looking forward to dinner. And I still have to decide if I go teach chess to the kids or go to the chess club myself to play rapid games. I feel like playing myself, but last time I forgot to go to the youth chess club, so they haven't seen my face for a while. Yeah, this looks like a correct thing to do, because every element is being moved here. Well, not every element, but considering the clear. If an element is moved, then we should not use it anymore afterwards. It should just be destructed. So I think that the clear is very good. Just has to be good. Probably had my reasons, which I now do not fully understand anymore. Yeah, it's even an R value reference here. Okay, so we do that. Git commit. How do you write miscellaneous? Miscellaneous changes. Is that correct? Is it now 2 years or not? Now I'm really having to type it. I need to know that. Let me see what the last commit was in the repository. I might have not pushed for a long time either. Instead, let's do just git k all. So I have a commit here. 5.3 and then the last one is not even a year. 2000. Apparently I worked on it here. Well, you can hardly call this working. Let's see. Can't set source here. Yeah, it has been pushed as well. Fix some VMA. God, this is vulkan related bitrot from 2023. I'm gonna use that. I was really working on it. You like more or less daily commits here. 12, and then you get one. January, February, March, April, and blah blah blah. June, July. It's still a different year. Okay, maybe no. You will jump enormously. So I guess stopped in August 2023. Well, wait, this is that August? Yeah. Okay. No, I don't know how long that is, but. It's more like 1.5 years ago. Not even August, September, October, November. No, wait a minute. September, October, November, December, January, February, March-ish. Yeah, it's 1.5 years. Play chess now? No. Well, no, not yet. I want to work on this. Plus, I'm going to play chess over the board later today already. Maybe you should park everything on a different branch instead of. I mean, there's also stuff here. Would that maybe produce that graph? I haven't. My memory is so bad that if I don't work on something for 1.5 years, then it's 100% gone. So this whole project is new for me, basically. I don't remember anything. Literally. I remember that I worked on it, but that's about it. Is it Q or G, pick view? I'm gonna guess Q. I'm gonna guess something else. G, pick view then. But I remember this. Once I see it, I remember it. Yeah. Interesting. Oh, yeah. I remember why I stopped this project. Way too complex, man. Fuck. So I wrote all this just to get this graph in the hope that I would understand it again, but that didn't work out. It would be a nice tool to have anyways, I think. To show something like this. Okay, yeah. Yeah, there was something wrong with the way these things are linked. So they have all kinds of nice numbers here. 0, 1, and 2 here, and then with a dot behind it. But the way they are linked, I mean, they're like renumbered, and then it's one big mess. It's just really, I couldn't get it to work. And Vulkan itself is also so incredibly difficult. The documentation is larger than I can fit in my head at the moment. So I can read it and understand it, but then if you're one chapter further, then the previous chapter I forgot again, and then there are 14 chapters. So that doesn't work. That was the whole reason I was writing this Vulkan engine in the first place, actually. Just to put all the knowledge that I learn into code in a way that I don't have to understand it anymore. So I was making my own API that is that can be remembered, and then have the code do all the difficult stuff according to the documentation. But that failed. Unfortunately, yeah, okay. So we're really talking about a pipeline factory graph here. I'm going to say to git switch create. I'm just gonna call it pipeline factory graph. Add. Yeah, but the troep is Dutch for junk, so there's probably nothing interesting. I already used that one. So this can be removed, this one too. And I now have the whip in here, so I can remove that too. I'm gonna remove everything with troop in it, I think. Because, yeah, I mean, it's usually temporary files. Yeah, I mean, maybe it has interesting data if you would understand it, but unlikely, right? So let's regenerate that by the time I get there again. But apparently there were this is debug output, and then there was two kinds of debug output: the case where it fails and the case where it works. Yeah, I vaguely remember that now. Okay, it feels as if I now knew what the problem was. I'm actually interested in it. So I gave up on it before, but now I feel like challenge. I'm gonna fix it. Well, unfortunately, I don't even know what the problem is anymore now. That's why I want to. No, I'm removing this one, but maybe not yet those two. What the hell is that? Failed compilation. Oh, so I'm apparently working on that as well. That problem doesn't exist anymore. Mysteriously. What is this? Debug output again. Yeah, well. I don't know, man. Let's call it troop. What is this doing? That writes my it writes a graph. Git, damn it. Just removed. So yeah, nothing that we have to add to the repository anyway. Okay, so now we have, yeah, I just typed it. Why doesn't it say how much we are behind the remote? No, just gonna do a push. Oh, it is new, did you? The current branch. Oh, that. Yeah, do I want to push that? Yeah, as a backup, right? Almost weird to push that before pushing master, but I guess it doesn't matter that much. Create a pull request? What are you talking about? Oh, maybe no. Okay, switch back to master. Now it says it. Ahead of 19 commits. That's probably what the pull request is about. I'm just gonna push this. Nothing really. Branch is ahead 19 commits, and then if you push it doesn't push anything. It even says so. Get push to publish your local commits. Oh, I get it. All these 19 commits were pushed when I pushed this one. So the only thing I had to do is update the branch tag. Shall be able to find it back then here. Stores. Yeah, these are all diffs from before I abandoned the project. Blah blah blah. Okay, yeah, that was the last one. Now, August 2023, there was a whip already. And then here in 2024, I did something that is very vague. These are automated commits when I update the Git submodules. Apparently it was mostly about this one. Can't set source dir. Oh yeah, okay. I figured that out in some other project, and then I fixed it in all my projects, including this one. So that's basically nothing. And in March 2025, I did something. Oh, but it's very recent. That is, yeah, that's just 2 days ago or something. So these are the changes that I made since started to work on this again. You now need also the dependency Vulkan utility libraries on Arch anyway. Otherwise you get a weird compile error that nobody understands. And this file was moved, apparently. So you really need a recent Vulkan SDK or whatever it is. Because I'm not supporting backwards compatible stuff. So it now only works if you have the recent version. Otherwise, it still requires that, of course. So that header was added to to that new dependency. Vulkan utility libraries. Here the update of the submodules again. This too, actually, but then from the project itself, I suppose. Take deprecation macros into account. Oh yeah, they added Vulkan HPB deprecated macro in the middle of their enum declarations. My script got confused. Look around for a magic enum bug. This had to be increased because they added even more members with some enum, which is now that enum has more than 1,024 members. So I increased it to 1,500 now. There was a rename. I moved it to a new namespace. This was also changed, I think, mostly to a new namespace, but then had involved a lot of macro renames, type renames. This has to do with the same thing as this. So they moved something to this library now. A header, and before that there was a header that was more or less internal, which I was using anyway. But then I also needed to use this file, some .cpp file that was not really released, but it existed. But now it's no longer needed because I think that everything that was in here, they put it in that header file as inline. Good. We are completely up to date. But yeah, what is next? The reason I started with this was actually because I wanted to work on WL roots and then make that work under X Wayland. But under the X11 backend, I mean. They're like, we can't. Well, they need a shared buffer, shared memory, I guess, between X11 buffer being then has image data in it, and yeah, rendering stuff. Trying to wrap my head around it, what they would need for that. I guess the backend is doing the drawing. So the backend would open a window and then draw into that. But the only thing they can draw is what then the X11 client provides. So this is a Wayland compositor that the developer then works on while running X. Very complex. So you're running X, and then you start the Wayland compositor, but that doesn't have an output because your monitors are in use by X. So it uses the X11 backend, meaning it opens a window in X and then pretends that that is the monitor. So then the compositor draws windows inside that X11 window. And then that window is just, pretend that it's your monitor and with Wayland running inside of it. And then to make it extra difficult, I think... I'm not sure, but you also have the problem that a lot of applications still don't support Wayland. So there is something called X Wayland, and that would make a bridge between X11 clients and Wayland. So if you would start some application that only works under X, it would connect to a socket which pretends to be an X server, but in fact it is X Wayland. And that then interfaces with your Wayland compositor. And then it still makes it visible in Wayland. But yeah, if then you use the X11 backend, and it converts it back again to X11. So I don't think that the problem was about that. I think the problem was just the X11 backend. So then we have a Wayland compositor which just wants to draw, and for example we want to use Vulkan. And that means that the compositor must now draw using Vulkan in a window that is running on X11. And the developers of WL Roots tell me, I went to the IRC and I brought it up, and they just say, well, nothing you can do. I mean, it normally works, but it doesn't work when you have NVIDIA drivers, and they blame NVIDIA. But if you ask then more, then it's actually a bug in X11 or something like that. So bottom line, they can't open a window in X11 and draw in it. Huh? What? I don't really get it. So I was like, yeah, but that's what I'm doing. So this project that I worked on here is opening a window and then using Vulkan to draw in it on X11. It's exactly doing that. So can I not use this, turn my Linux viewer application into an X11 backend for WL Roots? That was my question, basically. So yeah, that's why I started to work on it again. Let's see what test applications I all have. I have examples and tests. What is tests? It's super unclear what it all is. It's not even clear if this, there's a readme here, but it's not even clear if these are executables that you can execute. This looks like the reason that I gave up on the project. Yeah. So mapping between all kinds of stuff that completely went wrong for some reason. So I guess these are tests, but not really a toy that you can run. And then I suppose It's also more talking about internals. Let's go to examples. There's only 2 examples. Well, that's a lot. So I already did run the triangle, but let's run it again. So there's a hello triangle alias now that I have that just runs it. Doesn't do anything though. And then I have this hello vertex buffer, which is empty. You gotta be kidding me, right? Yeah. Why is the directory even here then? Yup, there's nothing here. Two years ago. Yeah, well, okay, so I don't know. I also cannot remember what I wanted to put into that then. Probably an example that showcases how to use vertex buffers. Yeah, I think there are existing examples elsewhere. Let's say if you just Google for vulkan tutorial, then you will run into a vertex buffer example. And I guess my intention was to just mirror that here. I mean, not copy it, but write an example application using my API. That basically does what they are doing then, showing how to use vertex buffers. And I didn't get to that yet. But, well, it's not much. I do have something else though. I have Linux viewer as application. It's just in source. So just this thing then. So okay, so we have added executable. Linux viewer, that's the only one. So maybe I should try to find the all these files and then search for add executable. So we have Linux viewer and we have hello triangle. There's also a test here, texture test. That doesn't work. Nope. Build dir. So that should be in test textures. Texture test. That's just stuff. Does not exist. Oh, I'm in source, dude. In source. core dump. Ah, you have something to work on again. Each thread has its own color. Malloc, unaligned T cache chunk detected. Okay, let's find executables that do work. So this one crashes. Then we have uniform buffers. Size. What the hell? Uniform buffers test, is it? Penalty. Well, at least that one still works. Yeah, cool. It would be this one. So the other ones are just not built then? Oh, they exclude from all, yeah. So we can try to build it. See, that works. I guess it doesn't have any output though. I have no idea what it is doing. Yeah, see, just text output. That kind of test. Okay. But hey, it compiles still without errors. And by the looks of it, it runs also. I have no idea what this is doing. Well, these are symbols that are not demingled. Why this thing works? Nothing. So either we are failing to demingle it or we're not trying to demingle it. Yeah. Let's try this one. Frame resources count. That's a graphical output, I think. Yay. Yeah, It's just an existing application for existing example that I basically converted to my engine. And that also still seems to work. Seems to be limited to 60 frames per second. No, gets lower than 60. Considerably lower. Each of these squares are made up of a lot of triangles. So they look like a simple square. They're like two triangles, but in fact they are very high. Very high. What is the vertex count? Right. Now YouTube is complaining not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming. And I look at my OBS and it looks perfectly okay. Dropped frames 0. 4640 kilobits per second. Bambunium 12, yeah, I am still coding. I have not stopped coding. Oh, I just worked on different things. In a minute, this, right? Allocator test. Yeah. An example. Oh, what a wonderful math example. Basically just testing if everything still works. It looks like it's completely working now again. Everything compiles and runs. No errors, no warnings. Well, except that one thing, right? There was one that crashed. That I can look into that, but the rest works. Okay. fast. 16 of 16. Yeah, what the hell? That one isn't working, but maybe it's not supposed to. No, it waits for input. Use string is, and then it converts it. Okay, whatever. Yep, works. Decode it, same thing. So which one was failing? I've got it. I think the texture test was failing. No, and now it does run. Mouse clicks. Well, that's annoying. It crashed, and now it doesn't crash. Shit. So there is a horrible race condition there. Oh, that's bad. Yeah, the horse race is there. Yeah, most of them are there apparently. It doesn't matter where I add it, right? Alias. Texture test. No key stops it. I'll have to close it like that. No, I can't get it to crash anymore, so whatever. Yeah, what to do? I don't know. I'm gonna make dinner, I think, because I just don't know what to do next. I got the project to compile again. The bitrot has been removed, so if anyone wants to play with it, you can. Again. That's not very clear. Well, whatever, GitHub, and then my GitHub, and then that is the URL, right? not even listed here. So this is the playground thing. Just github.com colorwood linuxviewer.git. Loads of Git submodules. You will never get this to compile. No, you can get it to compile, but you probably have to read this here. If you click on that, coming soon. Introduction. I'm looking for the getting started here. Required packages. Yeah. Yeah. So here's the Vulkan utility libraries that now is required. So it's up to date. So if you want to play with it, then this is probably where you have to start reading. So I'll be back, and yeah, this works. So ta-da! What did it say here? Let's start drawing a triangle using exclusively the Vulkan API. It requires over 1300 lines of code, and that severely limits itself in terms of future flexibility. For example, it has several one-on-one relationships built in that in fact should be one-on-n relationships. While my hello triangle using this engine I'm curious myself because, as you know, I have forgotten everything. Less than 1300 lines. Maybe I'm cheating here. Hello triangle application, pass the argc and argv, create a root window, and start the whole thing. So whatever it is, it's all hidden inside hello triangle. Also, not really much. This is just, it just says that is what the application name is. Okay, we still don't have much. Come on, there must be somewhere code that draws the triangle. Let's have a look at all files, because I'm starting to doubt here. cxx. Okay, this is, yeah, you have to, the thing has to, this is applications derived from Vulkan application, Vulkan being my namespace, or this Vulkan engine namespace. And you have to define an application name for the application. And then we have a logical device, which is also just using the base class. Apparently only because I wanted to define the root window request cookie to 1. There should be somewhere documentation about what that is. Ah, there we have something really. Triangle pipeline characteristics. So this defines the pipeline for the triangle. One page, not much. Debug to print it, what it is. Initialize is doing. No, window is the owning window. dynamic states and pipeline color blend attachment states. Add default topology. Register the two shaders that we use. Shadow vertical and shadow frag. Yeah, you would still need documentation because it is still not understandable and or not that you say intuitive. Okay, I'll write it my own. Now I saw this, I know how to do the next one. But if I would have written documentation, that probably did write something, I hope. Then at least it's not much, you know. It's like pretty simple. And all possible variations are possible. What else do we have? The window. Okay, we define a single render pass. And two shaders. I guess this is where it really happens then. Hello triangle.cxx, already saw that. It's just almost a template for every application. This is the real code, window.cxx, I think. Yeah, you would have to compare this with the original example. So we just have a vertex thing, that shader thing that has 3 points and 3 colors. This is a GLSL code. Probably not much different from the real thing, from the original example. Like this is the where it really happens. I mean, most of it is just template-ish stuff that you have to get used to. So here I create a pipeline, or rather a pipeline factory that makes pipelines, which has to be past the render pass, the main render pass, and the graphics pipeline. And then we add the characteristics of this application. And then the pipeline is generated. So the application stuff is really hidden in the triangle pipeline characteristic. Yeah, man, it's still not simple. The Vulkan is just difficult. There's no way you can make something that speaks for itself. Well, that was it. Still should have a certain structure that is more intuitive than using Vulkan directly. So we already saw this one, huh? The pipeline characteristics. Yeah. So it is a It is in pipeline characteristic, and we are going to add a vertex shader and a fragment shader. Therefore, you have to derive from these two. Yeah, window.cxx is where the shader stuff is. This is the whole application really. These two shaders. And they are added here apparently. Or here, register shaders. Okay, man. Let's go eat.